Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Grey League, and let's run a different team here. Let's see what we got. We're going to be running the Clefable here, paired with the Diggersby and Swampert right here. So they switch into the Gengar here. This Gengar here is going to be able to get to these Shadow Punches quite quickly here. On second thought, we probably should have went with the Diggersby at this point, as they are going to be running the Shadow Punch and Shadow Claw fast move. So here we're just going to have to commit to this situation. We're going to have to use both shields. We're going to use these Hydro Cannons as fast as possible. So unfortunately we do lose the switch in here, but this is an opportunity for us to farm with our Diggersby. So energy on our Diggersby is just as good, as we're going to be tanking a resisted Shadow Punch right there. Diggersby is already close to a Hyper Beam. This Hyper Beam here will get through. Let's see how much damage it does. Roughly like 70% here. We're anticipating them throwing a move here. It ends up being the Power Up Punch, so that we immediately switch out into our Clefable. The Clefable unfortunately gets met with a Bronzong here. This Bronzong is going to be able to beat this Clefable. We're going to have to tank a move right here. And let's see. Okay, they go for the Side Shock. Side Shock does take out our Clefable. And here we're going to over farm, because we're going to need at least 2 moves. We tank the Side Shock right there. And then we're going to sneak in this Scorching Sand to take out this Bronzong here. And we're going to try to race to a move. And we actually get to the move right there. This move does take out the Scrafty right there. And that is GG's. We win by a literal 1 HP. That is the XL Diggersby coming in clutch right there, living by 1 HP. So not the route we wanted to take, but we got away with it. On to the next game here. Let's see what we face with our Clefable. Clefable getting matched up against a Swampert. This is a situation where we try to just stay in for now. We definitely don't want our move caught. And it looks like our move does get caught right here. So we're going to have to let this one go. We are going to have to... Okay, our opponent actually ends up shielding, which is interesting. And then this is definitely going to be a opportunity for us to shield here. It does allow us to get to another Moonblast. This Moonblast here will take this Swampert pretty low. So we actually force them to use their next energy here. And we know that they're relatively energy dry, so we have a shield to protect for whatever they're going to throw back at us. We're going to come in with their Swampert here because they are in range of 1 Hydro Cannon. And we're just going to shield here to preserve the health. And then we're going to immediately throw this Hydro Cannon to get rid of this Swampert as soon as possible. Here we're going to be met with a Medicham here. And unfortunately for us, we only have these Diggersby here. We wanted to switch out into this Diggersby because at least we can get to this Hyper Beam. This Hyper Beam will do, I don't know, 70% right there. And then they actually switch out. They switch out of that matchup with a ton of energy, so we have to keep in mind about that. We're going to go for the Scorching Sand. We do get the debuff. We're trying to get to another Scorching Sand ASAP. Unfortunately, they do win the CAP right there. This is going to take out our Diggersby, so a nice play by my opponent, throwing it right on move timing. And then here, we're going to go for this Hydro Cannon here. It does take out this Reggie, or just, yep, it does take out the Reggie. And then now we're going to hope that we can survive 2 moves. Oh, we did not get the sneak in right there. And unfortunately, we do lose 2 fast moves short of KOing that Medicham. But you know what? It's okay, considering that that was a pretty strong team with the Medicham, Registeel, and Swampert. We still had an opportunity. All right, next game here, we're going to be met against the Lantern. We're going to immediately switch out to the Diggersby. Let's see what they're going to bring back. They haven't switched out yet, which is interesting. That tells us that they actually don't want to see this Diggersby for some reason. So we're going to be able to throw this Scorching Sand here. The Scorching Sand does not KO, but it will potential debuff. But they actually shield. So they really don't want to see this Diggersby. We know that they don't want to see this Diggersby, so we're going to immediately throw this Scorching Sand right before they get to a move. And then here, we actually see a P-tie, but we know that we survived this next serve. The fact that they haven't switched out yet means that they don't want to see these ground types. So the Swampert in the back that we have is looking pretty decent. And then we're going to immediately switch out here. We're going to go into the Clefable. This Clefable is going to tank whatever moves that they throw at us. And then here, we're going to be able to get to a Meteor Mash here. We do get a shield from our opponent, and at this point, we're just trying our best to get to another move, but they are going to be able to throw a move. This X Scissor is going to be enough to take us out, and this is basically just one shield Swampert at this point. We're hoping that one shield Swampert is good enough, as they've shown that they don't want to see any ground types. So our opponent here does go for the X Scissor, and we're going to throw this Earthquake right before they get to a move, because we believe this is going to KO. It does indeed KO, and oh, okay, so they actually had the Talonflame in the back. This Talonflame is going to get dominated by this Shadow Swampert, and there's one hit KO for the boom. So they were not very fond of seeing that Diggersby, considering that we potentially had the Hyper Beam against the Talonflame right there. So nice job by us figuring that out, and let's see if we can continue this team. It's going to be Shadow Glider here. Shadow Glider is going to be pretty decent against our Swampert. Against our Clefable, it's kind of neutral depending on what we shield and what they end up shielding. Here we're going to go for the Meteor Mash right here. They actually switch out into their Superior, so it's actually okay, because we actually don't want to see the Superior for our backline, so we're going to be able to get to 2 Meteor Mashes here. We know that they're going to be throwing a move. We're going to have to let this go, but at least we get the Superior out of the way. They go for the Area Ace, we go for the Farm Down, and this is looking pretty decent right now. They actually come back in with their Swampert. No, not Swampert, excuse me. It ends up being the Quagsire. The Quagsire does shield, thinking that we have the Moonblast. Now we're going to go for the Moonblast. This Moonblast does go through, and we get the debuff. We're going to immediately switch out into the Swampert. We know that we can tank at least one of these moves from this Quagsire. It ends up being the Mud Bomb. They switch back into their Glider. We already have a Hydro Cannon ready. This is going to, in fact, get a shield, and then our opponent here is going to get to a move as soon as possible. We're considering shielding, but we decided to just let it go, because not only do they have no shields, but we actually have the Diggersby and potential Clefable for a catch later. Here, we have to consider shielding or letting it go. We decided to shield the Dig, and now we have total control. We're going to be able to throw this Hyper Beam at our desire. We use the Hyper Beam to take out the Glider, and then now we know that they only have Mud Bomb and probably Stone Edge, because they did not throw the potential Aqua Tail earlier. So we're going to be able to get to the Scorching Sand to take out this Quagsire for the GGs right there. So nice job right there, able to figure out that team. And this team right here looking pretty solid. We obviously are going to be using the ABB team, if you haven't realized that already. The Clefable being protected by double grounds in the back. And we are running the Hyper Beam Diggersby version. Next game here, we are met with the Azumarill. This Azumarill is going to be able to get to this Ice Beam first. It's kind of a neutral matchup, depending on the shielding. So we're going to go for this Moonblast here. Don't anticipate them shielding. Let's see if they do. No shield right there. It does do a good chunk of damage. And then here we're going to be letting them throw a move here on purpose so that we can overfarm. And then here we're going to be baiting with our Meteor Mash. We do get a shield from our opponent. And then here we're going to throw the Moonblast here on optimal timing. We do get the last shield, so that's fantastic. And now we know that we can probably go in with the Diggersby. Let's see what we do here. We do go with the Diggersby, as we know that we can use it as another potential shield or just to soak up damage. It ends up being only an Ice Beam, so that's great. We probably already know that it's Ice Beam Play Rough version. We use Scorpion Sand to take it out, and let's see what they have in the back here. Ooh, they actually have the Lantern in the back. So this Lantern in the back is going to be met with our Swampert. We're just going to switch it out. We are taking the first Surf here, and we're going to, over farm. They actually switch out into their Ninetales. Is this a Shadow One? Not a Shadow One, or that probably would have KO'd. So we're going to be forced to use another Hydro Cannon here to take out the Ninetales. Although the Ninetales to be exact. And then now here we're going to race to a move. We cannot get to the move. And at least we have a shield, so we know that we're going to be able to get to the Scorpion Sand. Looking for a potential debuff, but either way, we know that we have a shield here, and they have to get to at least 2 serves after this one, because one more serve will not KO from this range. So GG's to our opponent right there. That was a great ending. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.